sprung the lock on the side door for you, Garrett. It's the only good way in.
Hello, welcome to the first section of my Thief 2 Let's Play. I skipped the opening cutscene, but basically, we need to get our friend Basso's girlfriend out of this house where she's being mostly kept prisoner. To do that, well, we also need to get loot, not kill anyone, and get some knockouts. But to do that, we need to clear this red path here, so that Basso can come get his girl, and then they can go out. You'll notice that the map is pretty crudely drawn. It's like this for all the levels. All the levels that you have a map, at any rate. And the purple area is places we've been. The white area is the place we are right now. Sometimes Garrett will write down notes, depending on what you have learned in or before the level. If you watch my Deus Ex Let's Play, a couple of differences. First of all, I'm not nearly as good at this game, so there will be definitely some more missteps, I think. Secondly, that you move really slow, and although it is possible to move at a run, it's not wise.
Good thing the butler's out for the night. He left his lights on.
Most of the time, anyway, it's not wise, because the sound that you make while walking travels a lot further when you run than when you walk. The way sound and light propagation and visibility interact is one of the big mechanics of this game. Just picking up some loot here, don't mind us. To start, we will kind of take a look at this first guard post here.
I'm not going to be a guard anymore. I'm going to be a
You can hear
I'm going to hire lots of guards to make them
at least one male guard and at least one female guard behind that door.
Sneak up on them. Say, didn't you hear?
If I were to walk by the guard post, which we can see kind of right there, without extinguishing this torch, I would be seen and attacked. So I'm going to use a water arrow to douse the torch.
Oh, damn torches. Always sputtering out.
Well, don't just make tap over it. Light it up.
I lost my tinderbox. Oh, why don't you do it?
I ain't the one that's complaining, am I now?
In later levels, guards will relight torches, but in this level, in this moment, we don't really have to worry about it.
What?
Yep, made a little too much noise there.
I need a nap. I won't be so spooked then. My ship's supposed
to be a guard anymore.
Knocked them both out, 2 of the 8 that we need. Time to keep looking for loot. Notice you can hear another guard there. Now we're in the storage room with a flash bomb. We don't start with any gear, but we did just pick up a flash bomb here. Flash bombs are very useful for letting you get away from a guard who has spotted you, or a little more rarely, to stun a guard in order to let you blackjack him. Because we're playing on the hardest difficulty level, by the way, there are a couple of relevant changes. I think in general there aren't more guards or anything like that, but you're never allowed to kill any of them, and the loot items will change position as on harder difficulties compared to easier difficulties. Things that might be right out in plain sight on normal will be much more difficult to find on expert. So we're waiting for this guy to come back toward us, but I think he's not going to. So I'm just going to creep up on him, pick his pocket, and knock him out. Bada bing, bada boom. Patrolling guards will find bodies and will go on alert. They can't wake each other up, I don't think, anyway. But no reason to get them excited when we don't need to. Okay, so we've been through the workshop, steam plants, that guard area. We're going to go into the storeroom now. And that little alcove, that lit alcove over there, is a guard. We can't really walk by him without him seeing us. But fortunately we don't need to, because Basso's path does not pass in front of that little guard outpost. There's another guard there. We'll need to take care of him once we're over on the other side, though. And I need to get rid of
Anyone
this
there?
guy.
Oh dear.
It is a kind of a quirk of Dark Engine games and a lot of games from that era that if you kind of move at a diagonal, you can get a higher speed than if you're just moving orthogonally. You know, because you're moving in both the forward and sideways direction, which gives you a little square root of 2 bonus. And we'll pick up some valuable bottles of wine there. What you can hear is the footsteps of the guard above us. So we're actually going to take advantage of that before we take care of the guard on the way to Basso's girlfriend's room. We are going to get in a dumbwaiter. So now we can pick up these plates, and we can also, if he gets close enough, steal the key off his belt. Boom.
I hear you there. Come on out.
So I
Can't hide for long.
accidentally threw down that goblet and should not have it. I forget what the drop key is, so yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna continue making my way over to where Basso's. I'm gonna look up the drop key. R. Alrighty. I could douse the lights here, but I don't really need to, because if I stand right here, I'm in darkness
Hello?
anyway, and I can see the guard walking back and forth. Not super sophisticated AI on the guards, but it was definitely very good for its time, and it still holds up. This is a quality game. Note that I'm not sure if it's still in this version of the game. I don't know if Good Old Games patched it out or if it is still a thing, but it used to be that if you were in a crouch and you just kind of took like little bitty half steps, then you could never be heard because like you didn't make a little sound trigger until you'd done a full step. Anyway, I'm not going to be doing that. It's pretty cheesy. It lets you move over some very loud surfaces without making any noise at all. And we won't need to. I mean, I assume we won't need to. Heck, it's been a long time since I beat this game, though, that's for sure. You'll notice... Oh, hell yeah, I hate the sheriff, too. You'll notice that I picked up a lot of loot, 320. It's nearly half of what's required, but I haven't picked up any gems. And with most of the loot objectives on hard difficulty, you need to get loot of a particular type, and it's generally the hardest type of loot to find in the level. I think there's a total of maybe 300 gems in the manor, at any rate.
Well, that's her door. Guess Basso can open it. He's not much of a sneak, but he can sure handle a lock.
So Basso can open it, and we have cleared the way. There's no conscious guards or anything like that along the route that he said he was going to take, so we're good on that account. We could use the bird call now, but then we'd have to go all the way back out of the mansion, and why do that when we can stick around and rob it some more? I'm gonna turn on well, I'm not gonna turn on the flare just yet, but got a little Hammerite chapel back here, I notice. Little nugget of silver. Another nugget of silver. Something that is clearly some kind of fluorescent light producing gem, but I can't take it. Now the housekeeper's room. Now we are going to go up to the main floor of the house. I think. I'm going to grab as a save, having completed the basement. This floor, by the way, is a lot louder than the floor of...
Odd noise.
Than the floor of the basement. We cannot move at a walking pace and expect the guard not to hear us, so we're going to have to be crouched or creeping for a lot of this. Come on. You know you want to come back this way. There's a lean in this game. A lot of games have done away with lean, but...
Nobody pushes Benny around.
Nobody pushes Benny around, huh? Sorry about that, Benny. Note, by the way, that if I were to hurl this man's unconscious body into the fountains in the next room, he would drown and die, and that would break the don't kill anybody objective, so you can't just kind of be completely psychopathic like that, at least on the hard difficulties. What's in this door? Okay, so this is taking us up to one of the wings of the house, and we definitely want to go up here. There is some serious good loot to be had. We just managed to get not caught by the guard there. You might not have noticed, but I did make sure to move onto the carpet before I got up into my standing position and moved at full speed at him. That's, again, noise propagation. Alright, let's see what we got. Nothing on top of the dresser. Doesn't seem to be anything underneath the bed. Sounds like the hum of electrical equipment, doesn't it? There is mantling in this game, by the way. It's a bit fiddly and doesn't always work right, though. I see a little secret here, but how to get it to release? Aha. That's one of the gems. I have to see, okay, I don't think Okay, yeah, it says how many of the secrets I will have found in the post-mission briefing, yeah. Alright, so that was the upstairs here. Kind of moving briskly here because I know there aren't any more guards left, because I would have heard them if there were. Garrett is not an expert harpist. Little coat room that lets you get a safe view of the main hall here. I'm gonna grab a little quick save here, I think. In order to mantle, you pretty much have to be like dead right on to where you need to, where you want to be. There's another one of the secret, a little cufflink. Hey, I got him some rings. Cool. I guess they weren't cufflinks. Still need to get the gems though. Now I can hear the whistle of a guard, so I will want to stop making quite so much noise. In later levels, you're going to get tools to control the amount of noise that you make, like moss arrows and noisemaker arrows that can either make it more quiet to walk on a surface or attract guards with noise, but in the first level, we don't really have many tools at all.
Thought I saw something.
Yeah, you probably did. It was me.
Just my imagination, I suppose.
Note that if we had tried to go upstairs from the butler's quarter, this is where we'd be with the man walking back and forth at the top of the stairwell, and another one just coming in through here. It's not impossible to get through, but it is pretty tricky.
Who's there? I know what's going on. Never included in anything. Last person to know.
That's one of the things about this game is if a guard is not on alert, like if he's on 0 alert, then you have at least a somewhat forgiving window in between when he is like, what, who's there? And when he is no longer one-hit stunnable by the blackjack. And, by the way, on expert level, if he's not one-hit stunnable with the blackjack, you will definitely want to either use a flash bomb or back off and engage later. Because if you kind of do like, if you stick and move and keep whacking him with the club, then you're just going to kill him and fail the mission rather than knock him out. So that's not advisable. Oh, something about light sources. So the you might have noticed there are basically 3 different types of light source in the game. There's the torch, there's the gas flame, and there's the electric light. And basically, the torch and the gas flame can both be extinguished by water arrows, and the electric light cannot. It can only be extinguished by turning off a light switch, if there is one, which for most of the electric lights in the game there is not. So we've pretty well taken care of the guards in the area. There's still that one guard down in the basement, but we don't need to worry too much about him unless we step in the wrong place. Really what I need is some gems. Just need some gems. That is, I think, not quite enough gems, is it? There we go. And I think there's like 50 more gems total, something like that. Certainly no more than 75 other gems, so you basically need to have done a very good job looting to fulfill your gem objective on Expert. Okay, yeah, looks like we're pretty much good. We got our knockouts covered. You'll notice that it was nearly all of the guards in the house. Most of the missions are not going to be so strict about, like, you gotta find all the gems, you gotta knock out all the guards. But most of the missions will be on much bigger maps than this one. So, now we exit the butler's house, come back out front, give Basso the signal. Basso! There we go. And now we wait. If all goes well, he'll be coming back with his babe. We'll follow him. That'll be nice. Neighborly. Ah, little loot. You can't carry, with a few exceptions, you can't carry over weapons or gear from one mission to the next. All you can carry over is your loot total, which will be kind of the money you use to buy gear at the start of the next mission. But we'll get into that after Basso finishes getting his girl back and when we get started on the first real mission of the game, shipping and receiving. And it's a doozy.
Basso!
Shh, come with me.
Aw. I think it is possible to get in there, but I don't think there's any loot in the room, so... Okay, so that's about going to wrap it up for this mission. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see y'all again with the end of Mission 1 and hopefully a cutscene before Mission 2. I don't know, I skipped the opening cutscene. I'm not even sure if DX Tori can record it. Grabbing a save
Come with me.
and signing off.